welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be making a terrarium with primarily Fittonia and some moss, and it's going to be in this nice jar that I found with a bamboo top. So let's get to it. So this is the jar that we're going to be working with. I immediately saw this in the shop and thought I have to use this in a terrarium. I love the wood lid and I just think it really complements the whole look. First, we're going to add in our drainage layer. This is just white gravel that I've rinsed off to get rid of any powder or excess debris so that it's just the gravel that's going in the bottom. This is so that the water has somewhere to go in the system. I'm just going to even it out, make sure it's covering the whole base. I'm also going to add a little bit of water in the base. I might spritz it later with some more, but just to give it something to work with. And now I'm going to put in the mesh barrier between the substrate and the drainage layer. This is just a bug screen that you can get on Amazon so that bugs don't come in through your window basically, and it works brilliant in this case. So I'm now adding the substrate in. This is a mixture of sphagnum moss, cocoa fiber, orchid bark, sand, and a little bit of compost as well. I'm just going to shape what I think the terrain will look like. As you can see, I've sort of gone as it's raised towards the back. This can change later on, but I'm just sort of getting a rough idea of what I think it'll look like. So the main plant I'm using in this is Fittonia. I've got a few different pots of them, different varieties from different places, and I've just taken some cuttings and grown them separately, and now they're ready to go into a terrarium. I personally love these plants. I love the way that the veins of the plants look. You can get them as pink, white, a really light pink. I'm sure there's other varieties that I'm yet to come across, but I think they're so pretty and they work really well in a terrarium. Now I'm just putting some slate stone in. This is for aesthetic purposes and also just so that I can sort of separate the bits where the plants are and maybe add a bit of structure to it. I find that it also helps to add in that sense of depth when you've got these larger hardscapes in there. Next, I'll be adding this cutting in that I actually got from Etsy. I got a whole lot of it for not very much money at all, but unfortunately I'm not actually sure what it is. So if you do know what it is, please leave it in the comments below. I would hazard a guess, but I don't want to get it wrong. So if you know what it is, then leave it in the comments. And I'm also just adding some more hardscape, some stones to just once again give it that sense of depth, variety, and provide a bit more structure for the plants to maybe stay in the position that I want them to be. As you can see, it's very difficult working with jars where you can barely fit your hand in. I did cover a lot of that plant up with the substrate. In the end, it should be fine. The plant will come through, but yeah, it's something to consider when you're using these jars. So I'm now going to essentially create a carpet of moss along the substrate layer. This is moss that I found near a riverbed. I believe that it's springy turf moss, but I'm not 100%. So once again, if anyone does know in the comments, then please let me know. If you've made terrariums before, then you know that moss is a great option for them. They thrive in humidity and they're always readily available in forests or in riverbeds or wherever you can find them really. One thing I will mention, when you are collecting moss, try and get it from the edges and pull it over the places where you've taken it from. Don't try and take all of that section of moss. Take little bits from different patches so that the moss can replenish and doesn't completely disappear, and that way you're not having that big of an effect on the ecosystem. Now I'm just adding in some smaller little accent pieces, things that I've found around a forest nearby, little pieces of dead leaves as well. I think it just gives that little bit of extra life to the whole setup. These are the things you're gonna see in the forest, and I know that the plants necessarily wouldn't naturally be in the same environment, but it just gives that more natural look in general, and I think it really goes a long way to complement the setup. And finally, as a larger hardscape, obviously it's a small setup, but this is as large as we can kind of go, is a piece of bark that I found. I think it really just complements the setup and finishes it in a way as well. It's right at the back of the terrarium, so it's really meant to seem like that's in the distance, if that makes sense. Think of it like an art piece, which they essentially are. They essentially are little nature arts, which is nice. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you end up making it, then please tag me in your social media posts or let me know in the comments below. All of the music played in this video is music that I've made, and it'll be in the description. So if you like it, please consider checking it out. Also, if you enjoyed this video, obviously please like and subscribe. That's the best way you can support this channel. And if you have any ideas for videos that you want to see in the future, I'd love to hear them. Please let me know. But yeah, thanks again so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.